Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Daryl Urbanski, your host as always. Today, we are joined by Martin Markert, environmental expert, solar energy advocate, and founder of Umwelttechnik in Switzerland, one of the leading hands-on experts in wastewater treatment, photovoltaics, and sustainable energy systems. Martin leads with a clear mission to improve how we manage resources and protect the environment. From idea to execution, his team delivers creative, science-based solutions for cleaner water and smarter energy use. Whether it's biogas, solar panels, or eco-friendly infrastructure, Martin brings sharp insight and real results. Also, on a personal note, having seen him in action with our Oasis Biohome projects, he truly stands out as an incredibly high agency go-getter. If you're serious about sustainability, this is the guy you want in your corner. And I've asked him to join us here today to share his story plus insights on business and a more sustainable future together. So Martin, thank you so much for joining us. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, thank you that I be with you. I'm good.
So Martin, I want to get to know your story a little bit. Obviously, before we get into what you're doing now, you're running your own company. Is this something that you learned from your parents? Were your parents entrepreneurs? Did they lead companies? Did you just have to find what you wanted to do to start your business in, and that was when you were taking over the torch from them?
I'm growing up in East Germany. In East Germany, it was communism. Nobody have company. And after the wall goes down and the border wars, I see much companies, little companies, and I like to see people who do something with their own opportunities and they stand with this, what they do. They have the chance to create something, but also the risk not to go to just to work and 5 o'clock go home. They have one job and they need to do this. And I like to see this.
So it made an impact on you. It made a big
Yes,
impression.
yes.
So did you experiment in entrepreneurship then when you were younger?
Yes, I started when I was ready with my school education. I started in Germany and then I go to Switzerland to work.
So is the first company the Umwelttechnik that you're doing now? No, you had a previous company.
Yes, I have in Germany a company for aquaculture to grow,
Aquaculture.
yes, for growing.
For growing, did you say for growing shrimp?
Yes, exactly.
For a restaurant? Or
Yes, yes, for eating.
really?
Yes.
Why? What got you interested in that? You're in Germany. Do you have a lot of shrimp in Germany?
We don't have this. That's why we need this indoor farming.
So okay.
Also to use water, to use energy, to produce energy. These are the key points in this project.
Okay, so you launched this helping grow shrimp. You launched it by yourself? Did you have partners? Where did you get the idea?
The idea, I get this from some partners who make this before, and I get a chance to make this in an old building, and then I start the planning to build this face. Yes, was good experience.
Yeah. And so I guess your customers were restaurants, you were selling fresh shrimp. Was that it? Was that the product, or the product was setting up the tanks? What was the product?
The end product was the shrimps to eat for
Uh,
restaurants or B2C.
got it.
Yes.
So were you handling sales? Who did sales?
I have a company who sell this for me. They buy all stuff and
Mm,
they make the selling.
got it. And so then what happened?
Then I sell this company to the company who sell everything because every day was the same. And then I get a chance to go to Switzerland and then I start in Switzerland to work normally in different companies. And then I meet my partner and I start with him to make ML Umwelttechnik in a hard business because when you are a no name in the company, in the business world, it's hard to get some. It's not
Mm,
like you selling food or something like this, or you want to paint a wall. You go to somebody and ask. These are big projects. You need the permit for this. You need much talk until you get the job.
so what was some of the biggest challenges? It was what? It was getting known?
To getting known and the trust. You
Mm.
need much financial capital to have the insurance for the projects. This was the hardest.
So what did you do?
Much work. We started with little jobs, with to selling parts, helping other companies as a partner until we get on the stage to get our own contract. The Swiss mentality, they don't change partners. That's why it's hard to get a new partner. But if you have one time a partner, you have this for life if you don't mess up.
Wow. That's very interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
For example, in Germany, it's other. Germany, just the price. Everything is about price. You can get every contract, just be under the price for other companies. Then you get every contract. Doesn't matter you earn money with this or not. This is the problem. You have not a partner for all projects. In Swiss, you have stably community. You have good partners. They come with everything to you, speak normally. In the first step, it's hard to get the foot in the door, but after this, you'll be safe.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. And you do business in a lot of different countries. You're doing business in Germany and Switzerland. Are you doing business in Morocco? Did you say Morocco before too?
Yes.
Morocco, the United States. So what is that? Yeah.
I work with Minister for Economic, and they, for example, with Morocco, they give the Swiss state or German state give Morocco money for projects, but they say they need to use Swiss companies or German companies for this. That's why we have also projects in Ukraine, in Morocco, Georgia.
And what's the reason for that? Is that because then it justifies the spending of taxpayer money? Is it a quality control thing? What's the reasoning for that?
In the US, that's called this US aid.
Right. Yeah.
In the news the last times.
Yes.
Something like this. When the state give other state money, they say, we give you this, but with our own companies.
Got it.
So the taxes that I pay this in Switzerland. And with this taxes, I get my contract.
Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Also in Latin America.
Yep.
Taylor, Brasilia, all over the world.
Got
We
it.
have projects.
Got it. And when you do the projects in other countries, it's state sponsored? Is that what it is? It's government contracts?
Yes.
And that's because of the tier that you've managed to climb to.
Exactly.
So what would you recommend to someone who's starting out and struggling, trying to make their way up to that?
Most is we teach other people how they can make this on the easy way. Makes no sense when we make some projects for example, in Morocco on the high-tech level. And after this, we have no people who can use this. We make this, the projects and the facilities every time that we have also the people who can use this, who can work there. It's
train the local people.
Exactly.
If someone's starting a new business,
yeah,
what would be your recommendation for them? They're trying to network their way in to these partnerships that you're talking about. They're trying to, like you, when you were first starting out and you moved to Switzerland and you're trying to make it and you're finding a hard time to get traction, to get momentum. What would be your advice to someone listening to this?
You want this or not, and you need to see it's not every day it's sunshine. In the first moment, you have no sunshine. You work hard, you work long, you work without profit, maybe 1 month, maybe 6 months, maybe 20 months, and then you need to survive this. You cannot go in holidays. Forgot this. When you make a own company, the first 5 years, you don't make holidays. You can be happy when you can make 1 or 2 weekends per year free. It's hard work. Your family, your friends need to support you. If you don't have support from the family and friends, and support not that they help you, support that they just understand you. You cannot go to every birthday or to every barbecue. You need to work. That's like your baby. You have 24/7.
What are some of the most important skills that you think they have to develop?
The skills, like a baby, stand up. When you fell down, stand up. Every other thing, if you cannot good calculations, when you're not good be in writing texts or some other skills, you will learn this. But when you're not able to stand up, then you can leave it.
For you, what were some of the biggest challenges? Was the biggest challenge breaking into Switzerland? Or do you feel that the skills you learned before then prepared you for that?
I think it's a mix because I learn much things from East Germany culture, then from the whole Germany, other culture, and then the Swiss culture. And when you have your eyes open every day and think about what happened and why something happened, you can act like this. You can reaction on something when other people grown up on one place in one school with the same people in a company in this town, don't see other church from the other town, just his town. They perfect in his town. They don't know what in the world. They just know the one rules. And so if you learn some other rules, how people are, how people react, other cultures, then
Mm.
you can react like this or act better acting.
So I guess you're a fan of capitalism over communism.
How you know that?
And why does communism get such a bad reputation? I'm making air quotes here. Why is communism so scary?
It's simple. Every human has the motivation is counting recognition.
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 Okay, yeah,
Yes.
recognition.
The motivation is the recognition. You
Okay.
don't stand up. You don't. If you have not a recognition, you don't stand up. You have no motivation. You don't make nothing. When I have a plan for 5 years, like in East Germany, how much you need to do in the next 5 years, then I make this in 1 year, and the next 4 years I have free. I get no more for this. I just work for plan. I don't need to think about. Some days I don't stand up because I don't care about.
There's no reward. There's no
Yes,
motivation.
it, yes, you don't need to care about.
Yeah.
And much people think money is bad, but money is everything. With money you can be free. With money you can be healthier, that you're good in your job, with your skills, but also when you be excuse me the words, if you be an asshole,
Mhm.
you cannot sell something, and you cannot sell, you cannot earn. You need to be fair, that you make business on long-term business. Be fair with your partners. Doesn't matter in the private or in the business case. That's why if you good in your business and your company grows, you grows with the company, and this shows you do something right.
That makes a lot of sense.
Some other people, I don't know how this is in US, but in Germany they have people who get money from the state every month. The apartment is paid, the energy is paid, everything is paid. They don't stand up maybe at 10 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock, just go outside, walking around, go home, make nothing. What the people are for the companies.
Yeah.
For every people have something to do, like for 10,000 years.
Yep.
When you be in a group, every have his things to do. If you don't do this, if you go hunt a mammoth, you cannot sitting there on the fire and eat. You don't make your job. You're not a part of the group.
Yep.
Every people to need to do something.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. You sounds like you have to contribute. You have to participate. You have to help the team achieve the goal, whatever that goal
Yes.
is. And with communism, when your life is planned, you lose motivation. It's like a zoo animal. There's no you're just laying around all day because
Yes.
there's nothing to keep you alive. There's
The
no
eat will come. The food will coming.
yeah.
Doesn't matter you stand up or not.
Got it. Yeah.
And in the communism was the problem if you was not if you don't have the book from the state and from the you cannot make nothing. For example, my father, my dad, don't want this. He don't get his driver license. He don't get his master.
Yeah.
He need 2 years to military, but not in the area who he lived from my hometown. He was on the other side from the country. His school friends subscribe. They get driver license. They get a master. They was just 1 year in the military, but in the neighborhood.
Nice plot. Yeah. Yeah.
And my father works in a who
Okay.
makes beer.
Yeah.
He have holidays and some storage for ashtray burns, and the whole factory burns.
What?
And then the police go there. They don't think about what happened, why happened. They just open the book, they look who is in the party, who is not. My father was not in the party, he was on holiday, he was not there. But because he was not in the party, he'd go in prison.
Wow.
And this is not motivation.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a communism never works.
Yep.
Never. In no country works.
Yep. I appreciate that because you have personal experience and people forget. I grew up in Canada, and right now, at the time of this recording, Alberta, one of our provinces, wants to leave Canada. And it's exactly this. If you don't follow the majority, there's democracy, but then there's insanity. And if like Alberta is paying $20 billion a year extra into the government and they get nothing back, and they only have 6 seats in the Senate, and Quebec gets the most money from the government and they have 22 seats, and Ontario has 20 seats, and the same thing. And it's like Alberta's paying all this money and now they want net zero and they want all this stuff. But Alberta is an oil and gas and very conservative province. And they want to be more, they want to meet emission. They want to have that, but it has to be realistic. For me as an entrepreneur, I left Canada in 2014, I left Canada and I went to the States. And being an entrepreneur in America, I said it felt like I'd been running a marathon with heavy boots my whole life. And then someone gave me running shoes. When I went to America, it was so easy to do business. It was in the mentality of the people, and the government wasn't like trying to shut you down. You weren't choking on regulation and paperwork and all this nonsense. But I get what you're saying. It's supposed to be, like you said, you're supposed to do something to help the team. You're supposed to contribute, and you compete with the other teams, and it makes you better. And the best one wins.
Exactly. For example, in my business, I can make offers for the clients that they get much money from the state. Subvention. I never do this. Simple. The company needs to earn money. If the company have not enough money, they need to close or need to change something. And when they are good and pay taxes and get the taxes back for some new things, for the energy, for example, it makes no sense. I make a product and a project that they invest money and save money. Then it's everything what they invest. When you buy a new truck, because the truck uses 20% less on fuel, you can calculation it's rentable or not. Not you make a product and it's just rentable because the state paid a half.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah. So
because when the state pays something on this, they want they give some rules. You need to do this because we give you money, and you need to make reporting and stuff like this.
Yep.
Makes no sense.
No.
Be independent. Pay with this what you can with your own money.
Yep. Yeah.
If you can't do this with your own money, leave it.
Yep. I'm like you. I believe in meritocracy. 100%. Can you share an overview of your company and its current goals?
My company is Umwelttechnik. We make wastewater treatment plants for houses. We also make wastewater treatment plants without, how can I explain you this? When you have an area with groundwater saving space, you clean the water, your wastewater, and the water don't goes out. We use flowers, and the flowers use the water and transpiration. No water goes out, like an off-grid solution. You save the groundwater, what you have under your building.
There is a guy in Germany. He was with the United Nations after he started Zero Emissions something Institute. It was something zero. He did this thing in Germany. He had a car wash where there was no waste, and then he had a brewery. And there was like the hops for making the beer they used to grow mushrooms on or something. And the mushrooms they fed to chickens. They used the hops to feed the chickens, and the chicken poop grew mushrooms. And it was like they had a water wheel, and it was this whole zero emissions, full circle kind of system. Is that what you're talking about with the groundwater? It's a full circle system. It's a complete ecosystem. Is that?
in this case, with the groundwater, it's the wastewater is cleaning, and then you, in the normal way, the water flows out, and you let it on the ground. But if you have under groundwater saving space for drinking water, you can't do this. You need this make this on another place.
There's somewhere else.
Yes. For example, when in the water is some stuffs inside.
Yep.
That you don't mix this with the groundwater. But what you say, we make this by little farmers. They are outside, have, for example, to make little chicken, just to grow up the chicken. They have every 6 weeks, they clean his farm.
Yep.
With this, they make biogas. The biogas needs also energy. You need thermic energy and electricity. And this we make with solar power, and for electricity and for heating we produce biogas. This we storage for the moment when he get new chicken, and with this biogas he heat his farm, and the electricity he have also from the solar energy.
I love that.
It's the problem from solar and wind energy. It's cheap.
Yep.
But you can't switch on when the sun don't shine.
You don't have
not
energy.
there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's simple. And we make from this renewable energy, we make the biogas, and the biogas you can use when you want. When I want now energy, it doesn't matter electricity or heating, I want it now, and then I switch on and I have it.
Got
and
it.
Next is with this material, he take this normally and drive this to his field.
Yeah.
In the biogas system, you read the volume.
Yep.
And the stuffs inside, how can I explain you? It's better to use on the field.
It's okay, because it's probably digested more. It's digested
exactly.
more. Yeah, okay.
You have a better energy in the output from the biogas system. You need, for example, 30 until 40% less transport. You save energy. And the energy on the field is the same.
I get it. It's more, it's like compost that's fresh versus finished composting. Yes. When it's finished, yeah.
It's a biogas system. It's like compost. Yeah. Just the difference is aerobic or anaerobic, with oxygen or without. When you without oxygen, you have the methane, CH4, and this you use to have energy.
And so what are your goals for the company? Do you have goals for the year? Are you trying to achieve some amount of growth, or what, why are you standing up every morning?
Because a nice weather. No, we have much project this year. We want to grow up our business we want teach people how they can make projects to support us. We support them. That's our mission this year.
I love that. And so in your years of starting the one business and selling it, and the new business and growing it, to now being where you have projects all over the world, are there daily habits or weekly habits that you think are mission critical, are very important for an entrepreneur to have?
You need to focus on your calendar. You need to learn how to ride the clock.
Ride the clock?
Read the clock.
Read a clock. Okay. Yeah. Show up on time.
Yes, exactly. And this with different countries, just be on point. When you make an appointment, a meeting, 10 o'clock, be there, 10 o'clock. Not 10:50, be on time.
That's a really important habit. That's because
a good. If you, I hate this when somebody comes too late.
Yeah.
Because I use my time and waiting. In this time, I make nothing else because I'm waiting for this appointment. Yep. When somebody steal me $100, doesn't matter. I find other way $100. But this 50 minutes.
Yes.
Nobody gives me this.
Yes.
They are
get more time.
Loose. They are loose. Just.
I love that.
It's just with respect for other people. I'm be on point there. I give my time. The people give his time. What we do in this time is something we can cooperate or we don't cooperate. We will see. But we use the time together and talk about everything, and we will find a solution.
I agree. That's a great one. Focus on your calendar. Show up on time. Time is your most important asset. You trade time to make everything you want in your life. If I want better health, I'll trade my time and I'll work out, or I'll trade my time to learn to cook and eat better food. I'll
Exactly.
trade my time for this. If I want to make more money, I can trade my time to find more valuable stuff to do. That's the thing about communism. Everybody makes the same, but in a capitalistic free market, it's a ladder. It might start at $5, but you don't have to stay there. You just climb the ladder and learn the skills to do the things that are more valuable to the marketplace.
Exactly.
Everybody is a valuable human being, but it's
Exactly.
about what's valued to the marketplace. And that comes down to
Yeah.
skill and proficiency and the problem that you
Exactly.
solve. I love that. Martin, what do you see in the future? You're a business owner. You're also involved in renewable energy and alternative energy and very cutting edge, pushing the envelope technologies. What are you paying attention to for the next 3 to 5 years? There's a lot happening geopolitically. There's a lot happening with technology, robotics, and AI. What do you see in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? What do you think the world's gonna be like?
You say this right. Much happened. Geopolitics, economy. You cannot. I don't have a glass ball.
Right. Yeah.
So if you have the ground skill, you have motivation. You have open eyes, open mind. With these skills, you can survive every situation. If the whole system goes with robotic and AI, you cannot hold this by your own. You need to look in the situation and find a way that you can survive. It's some war in your country. Doesn't matter in which country. You need to find a solution. And if you have open eyes, you will find some solution. You cannot sitting there and say, I will see what happens. You need to act for your life.
Yeah. I love that. I just said this the other day. I said there are life goals and excuses. There is no work-life balance. There are life goals and excuses. I have 2 kids. I want a lot more. And I realized a mutual friend of ours, Otto, just had a son. And I've been laughing because I told him, like, Otto, time management has a completely new meaning once you become a parent, because all of your time that you wasted when you had no kids, you cannot wait. You cannot take all day to get something done. When you have a kid, you have to be on time all the time and focus when you focus. You have to learn the self-discipline to focus. You have to recognize when you're wasting time on things. And you have to decide, who do I want to be? How many hours do I have? And you need to allocate it properly. If I want to spend 5 hours a day on social media, I'm not going to have time for my kids and for my health and for my business and to stay in touch with friends and family. And you have to choose. And that's comes back to the time thing. You have to decide, who am I going to be? And the Latin of the word decide, to decide, it means to cut.
Exactly.
To cut. So when you decide, you cut. And I love that, because I think people have become so soft in the West, in a lot of countries.
And lazy.
Yeah. So soft and so lazy and so far removed from what our ancestors did and what they overcame. There's a saying, you can't keep wealth longer than 3 generations, because the first one struggles to earn it. The second one saw the struggle, respects it. They preserve it. They keep it safe. The third one only knows luxury and wastes it. And the cycle begins again.
Hard times, good men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good men.
Good.
The story is.
Yeah. Good times. Good times, weak men, hard times. That's right.
I can tell you a little story. I work the whole week and on construction site.
Yep.
And the weekend, I also drive over the night taxi, but I also work on the normal Saturday, Sunday. So double shift. I drive the taxi, and 2 girls sitting in the back, and one girl says, "Oh, it's so hard. I work too much. I need to reduce from 60% job on 40% job." And I calculate the hours, and I think she say, a young girl, 20, 21 years, have nothing, live at home, no children, nothing, just job. Work in 1 week. This what I in this moment I work on one part.
Yeah.
With this mentality, you cannot do nothing.
Yeah.
They just waste time.
Yeah. I think we're entering a new era of brutal meritocracy, where by trying your best and giving your best effort, you will be rewarded. It'll be tough. You'll have good days and bad, but if you just do your best, if you focus, if you have discipline, if you show up every day and try to improve, you will be rewarded. But these other people, they are going to have a terrible time. This is the most competitive humanity has ever been because of AI and technology, the competition. You used to be, if you were a dentist, it was just the local dentist, the other dentist in your area. But now I can hop on a plane, a train, a boat. I can drive an hour. I can compete. I can go online and I can buy tools. I don't need a dentist. I can whiten my teeth at home. The dentist isn't just competing with the other dentist office. They're competing with all the new technology and the innovations that are coming, all this stuff. And that's somebody invents something in Uzbekistan that fixes teeth and you just got to wear it 10 minutes a day. All of a sudden the dentist is competing with them. It's the most competitive life has ever been. And the hard workers and the people with energy and focus, they will be rewarded. And the lazy people are going to be punished, seriously punished.
Before you ask what I think about AI and robotics, these are not my enemies.
Yeah.
This lazy people
Yep.
and AI and robotic, they are enemies. Not me, because I don't care. Every time I will find a solution. If you have motivation, the ground motivation to do something, to finish some project, to finish some product, and be proud on it, then you will make the next and not go just on the work to waiting until the paycheck.
Yeah. If you're only doing something for money, it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to give up because I know for myself, I hit a point where I started making so much money. It didn't matter anymore. The money didn't matter to me anymore. I was like, I don't want a Ferrari. I don't want any of that stuff. So I didn't need it. I had enough money in my bank account. I had a mini retirement, but now I've been able to tap into a deeper why. And like, we're working together on the Oasis Biohome stuff that I want to make money. And now I have kids. So I want more money now that I have kids, but it's really about the why, the spark, the reason. Like, that is the mission that drives things forward so much. Solving that problem in the world, I think, is really powerful. If
you make a job just for the paycheck, you go 180 hours per month, you go to the work.
Yeah.
Make something who you think it's stupid or you don't have mood for this. Just for this 10 seconds when you open your bank account one time in the month.
Yeah.
And see, oh, nice, I get my paycheck. And after this moment, you see the bills, you pay your rent, you pay your phone, you pay insurance, and then you see, okay, for this, the next 180 hours, I need to work. And I don't understand people who do this, just work for the paycheck.
Yeah.
If you get a big paycheck, you will survive this half a year, a year, maybe 2 years. And after this, if you be smart, you save the money, then you go from this business. Then you make your job, your time just for the paycheck and not for what you really do, what you create, what's growing.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And I can't believe your work ethic. So you've got 200 active projects in Switzerland and projects in countries all over the world. And you're driving a double shift to drive taxi on weekends. So what's your goal?
This was before,
not now. Okay.
No, this was before. For example, I earn enough money on construction side, but I have on the weekend free.
Right.
2 options. I go like everybody to party and spend money.
Yeah.
Yes. Or I sitting in a taxi, see the same.
Yep.
Like the people. I don't drink. I don't spend money. No, I earn money. And I also see people. I also talk.
Yeah. I did the same thing when I was 19. I worked security at nightclubs because I moved out when I was 17. And then when we turned 19, you want to go party and be with your friends, but I had bills to pay. And so I got a job working as security. There was a small town, Penticton, British Columbia, Canada. And there was one security company. They did security there was 5 nightclubs and they did security at all 5. And I got a job with them. And I'd find out where my friends were going. And I'd ask my boss, can I work at that one? Now I still had to work, but I could go on my break and go sober talk to my friends. And at the end of the night, all the girls are drunk and silly, and I'm still sober and charming because I had to be at work, right?
Yes, yes.
I'm like, I got paid to be here. I didn't get to get drunk, and I can't do as much, but I'm still here. I'm still talking to the cute girls. I'm getting paid. That's the way to do it.
Exactly.
That's the way to do it.
In the taxi, the same. You are the last nice man in the night.
So Martin, this has been a great conversation.
Yes,
If
thank
people
you.
want to know more about what you do, they want to learn more about wastewater treatment plants, they want to learn about biogas, about your reusable energy. We didn't even get in. Martin is involved in a project of having a Bitcoin miner that produces energy or heat for your house. So you mine Bitcoin and you heat your house. Doesn't it filter water too? There was something else it does.
Now we make heating water.
The heat water. That's it.
Yeah,
Heats the water.
heats the water. We have two different ways to heat water or make hot air. To try something like wooden chips or something like this.
I got it. Yeah, Martin, you're a great guy.
The miner air cooled or water cooled.
Got it. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that.
The thing is, use everything what you can.
Yeah. Yep.
Use this material, your infrastructure, what you have on your place.
Yeah.
And make the maximum.
Yeah.
And if you have 1, 2, 3 things who can pay you this project, you can earn money or save money, then it doesn't matter when 1 point don't work. For example, if you make a big project with Bitcoin miners, you buy energy to
mine Bitcoin.
To mine the coin. Then you need to buy energy to cool the mine just for the profit from the Bitcoin. Then you have a big problem when the Bitcoin price falls.
Dropped, right.
The energy costs are the same.
Yep.
Or goes up. So you need to look how I can make energy, how can I use so I call it waste energy. It's over. You have this energy from the miners. You just use it. Try to use it for something, not pay money for this. That the miners you need.
Yeah. I love that. They say live off the land. You got to live off the land that you've got. You got to use everything you've got.
Exactly. The farmers before, they have his farm, they have his field, they have his infrastructure, the animals.
Yep.
And they just need to use everything.
Yeah. Even now, we turn sand into intelligence. We turn sand into silicone chips for computers and AI. So all you have is sun, water, fire, earth, metal, and the miracle of life. And that's it. And you have to learn to combine them and use them and reuse them in different ways for maximum effort. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it.
In Europe, we say you have much waste to Rome. Much waste goes to Rome. You just need to use the best for you, and you will get your goal.
I love that. Martin, if people want to learn more, if they want to find out about your projects, if they want to learn about you, want to ask you questions, if they want to get in touch, what are some of the best ways for them to connect?
The best way is per mail on info@Umwelttechnik.
I'm gonna have to spell this out. All right, folks, get a pen. It's M.Markert. So it's for Martin Markert and the site is MLWELTTECHNIK.C. That's right. M.Markert at ML spelled technique. UMWELTTECHNIK.CH for Germany, I guess.
CH is for Switzerland.
Okay. I don't know. I was like, that's not China. He's not Chinese. So I was guessing.
No.
For Switzerland. Okay. Martin, this has been a great call. I enjoy working with you so much. I really do. And I'm really grateful that I got to learn more about your story. Is there anything I haven't asked you about that I should have asked you?
Not at the moment. Maybe for the next time.
Thank you for coming and sharing with me. Knowing you've got your 200 plus projects, that you've got projects all over the world, that you're making an effort to make a difference in this world. Thank you for coming and sharing it with my audience and I. We appreciate you.
Thank you for calling, and we see us.